fellow Kenyans, good citizens, patriots, cousins, friendly neighbors, or whichever faction of the political divide you associate with, either the far right or the lefties, welcome back to Anonymous YouTube channel. And today we are gonna learn about what to do and what not to do when you get arrested. And without further ado, today we are gonna dive in an article of the Constitution of Kenya, and this is Article 49. And this article outlines the rights of arrested persons, and it states that an arrested person has the right to be informed of the reason for the arrest, the right to remain silent, and the consequences of not remaining silent. So, when you get arrested, you have to remain silent because in most cases, what you say or what you do can be used against you in the court of law. Additionally, the person arrested has the right to communicate with an advocate and other necessary persons and not to be compelled to make any confessions or admission that could be used in evidence against them. They should be held separately from persons serving a sentence and should be brought before a court as soon as reasonably possible, but not later than 24 hours after being arrested, or the end of the next court day if the 24 hours end outside ordinary court hours, or on a day that is not an ordinary court day. This can be a Sunday, weekend, from Friday you have to wait until Monday. After the first court appearance, the person should be charged or informed of the reason for the detention continuing or released. Furthermore, a person shall not be remanded in custody for an offense if the offense is punishable by fine or only by imprisonment for not more than 6 years. Now, good people of Kenya, what we need to know that we have our own rights and the rights that protect us from the system and the government, the police, and what can be done to infringe our rights. In some cases, you find people get arrested without knowing the cause of being arrested, and it is good to ask whenever a police officers come to you in order to detain you or to arrest you. It is good to ask, is there a probable cause, sir? Because sometimes you find many people getting arrested for no apparent reason. And in this segment, I want to just highlight what to do in case the police officers come for you and you get arrested. Getting arrested can be a very stressful and frightening experience, but how you handle it have a big impact on the outcome of your case. Now, let me break down what to do. Number one, you need to stay calm and polite. Keep your hands visible so that they may not say you are reaching for something like a weapon, or maybe you are trying, to fight off. Avoid sudden movements and be respectful and don't argue. Number two, ask if you are being arrested. And how do you do that? If you are unsure, you can ask, am I free to go, sir? If it's a lady, am I free to go, madam? Number three, use your right to remain silent. And this is very key and very critical. Most people don't know. You go there, you have panicked, you have started talking, and maybe even the police didn't have any probable cause. But when you start talking, they find something to hold against you. So it is better you stay silent at most of the times. If you ask, is there any reason to detain me or to arrest me? And they don't give you any reason, please stay quiet. Number four, ask for a lawyer immediately. You can ask if I can have an attorney. And you can say this, I want to speak to my attorney so that he can represent or she can represent me. So, once you ask, the police are supposed to stop questioning you. Number five, provide basic information if required. In many parts of Kenya, jurisdictions, and every place around the world, if your country has democracy, you are required to give your name and possibly your ID. Cooperate with that part only. Don't allow anything else apart from that. And it is not necessary for you to provide an ID, an identification card. In fact, it is you who needs to ask the police, what is your badge number? What is your identification? What is your name, sir? Or what is your name, madam? Now, the last part, what you need to do, document the arrest. As soon as you are able, write down everything you remember, badge numbers, name, time, location, and witnesses, if there were any, and anything that may help you to build a case against what they are arresting you for. And this is very crucial. And most people don't know about their rights until they get infringed. And most people go down and they get arrested and get detained, and for some reasons, even some of them go to jail for no apparent course. Now, what you don't have to do when cops or police come to arrest you. Number one, do not run or resist. Resisting an arrest, even passively, can lead to additional charges. Imagine you didn't have any charge, or you didn't have any tuseme makosa, you didn't have any probable cause, then you start running away. This can add a charge or can create a charge for you. It is called fleeing an arrest. Number two, do not lie or give false information or documents. Giving false information is a crime and will worsen your situation. Number three, don't talk too much. As I've already told you, you don't have to keep your mouth running. Just stay silent and wait for, life to take its course. If you don't have anything to hide, or you don't have anything they held you against, you just need to stay silent and nothing will happen to you. Number four, don't consent to searches. And this is probably to people who have cars, you own your home, even if it's a rented home. Do not consent to search. If a police comes and says, maybe, how they come, they say, we have heard that you sell maybe bangi, you sell some stuff. It is good to ask them if they have a search warrant. Even in your car, your homes, anywhere you own, they don't have to search, and do not consent, because maybe in Kenya it can be hard because most police, even it is all police don't have body cameras, so they can just break in and they can do whatever. But in developed countries like the US, they keep the body cameras rolling at all time. So if you consent, they can present it before a court and they say you allowed them to enter your premise or to enter your car to search. So if you don't consent, it will be a trespass against the police. Number five, do not negotiate or argue your case. Never physically resist, just use verbally objection. Just talk to them. Sir, this one and this one I am not agreeing to. Yes, we can talk, but don't resist physically. And that, do not negotiate for yourself because you have a lawyer. Do not talk your way out. And do not post anything on social media because it can become evidence against you. So, even if you don't have a lawyer, in some countries they provide a lawyer, but that is a bad idea, because a lawyer provided by the state or any jurisdiction you are in, let's say you are in Nairobi and they provide you a lawyer who is government based, just know anytime he can flip on you, and you never know. You can tell him what you did, maybe perhaps you were caught doing something, or maybe you were in trouble, then you explain to him or her. In that case, you will be giving the lawyer all the information necessary to press charges even against you. Now, you need to stay calm even if you are illegally arrested. So do not resist. I have already told you that. Assert your rights politely. You can tell the police officer, I'm exercising my right to remain silent and I want to speak with my lawyer. That can be good. And if you are arrested illegally, you can ask, why are you being arrested? And this can be politely, because police are generally required to tell the person who is getting arrested the reason why he or she is getting arrested. Please note what they say, but do not argue. Do not answer any questions without a lawyer, because anything you can say can be used against you. Document everything. I've already told you that: the time, location, the officer's name, the badge numbers, witnesses if there are any, with their contacts, what was said and done, if they use excessive force, if they are brutal and you are not resisting, you can document that, which can be used against them. And in case any police uses excessive force against you, it is good, even if you have a car or you own a home, a property, it is good to have cameras rolling at all times, because the moment a police uses excessive force, you can go and sue the department. If it's Nairobi Central Police Station, you can sue Nairobi Central Police Station, and when you go before a judge, you can win the case. And this can bring even what can we call it? They can be fined, and you can have reprieve. You can be paid for the damages caused. Now, you need to tell your lawyer immediately to file a motion to suppress evidence, sue for civil rights violation, or have charges dismissed. File a complaint. After you are safe, you can report misconduct to Internal Affairs, Civilian Review Board, Department of Justice in severe cases. Do not fight back, please. Do not physically resist. Do not insult or threaten officers. Do not flee. I have already told you, if you try to run, you will add another charge on you, even if you are not guilty. They will say fleeing arrest. Do not talk about anything of the arrest in the social media. Now, in various places, when you go even into an interrogation room, it is not a must you talk. But I don't know if in Kenya, I have never seen, before I even give you a story, that once I was arrested, in USA, there is something called the Miranda rights. Let me tell you about it. Miranda rights are the set of legal rights that police must inform you before questioning you while you are in custody. These rights come from the US Supreme Court. It is Miranda versus Arizona, and it was created in 1966 and are meant to protect you, your Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination, and your Sixth Amendment right to a lawyer. Now, I don't know if in Kenya we have those, but it is good to know that when you are arrested by a police, you can incriminate yourself. Imagine they came because maybe you are overspeeding. Then you start talking, you start saying maybe, it was not mine, and they were like, what are you talking about? What is not yours? Now you have started incriminating yourself against other possible charges. So these Miranda rights basically protects you from self-incrimination and a right to an attorney. We call him or her a lawyer. So it is good to know. So in the US, it is basically you have the right to remain silent. Anything you can say and will be used against you in the court of law. You have a right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be provided for you. And I've told you, anything for free it is very expensive. So it is better you have your own attorney, someone who you have tested, someone who, will be there for you, not for the government, or he or she has split, attention between the government and you. Now, when do Miranda rights apply? When you're in custody or when the police want to interrogate you. Now, it is good to know our rights, and this one was just to inform you what to do and what not to do when you get arrested. Please, usitoroke, acha ushikwe. Ndio, hata ukienda huko mbele, the moment watakupeleka huko mbele, unaweza kasu hata huyo polisi mwenye alikushika na ulipiwe damages. Kwanza unaweza teka kesi mingi, psychological, you are traumatized, vitu kama hizo. I'm just giving you a tip. Now, I told you I will tell you a story. Once I got arrested, I used to work for an organization and I used to go somewhere to board a bus. When I was there, a police officer came right behind me and took me into custody. Okay, it's like it was a pattern because I used to go there, and in that stage, there was an M-Pesa shop behind, and I used to go and deposit money for my bosses. Now, this police, it's either he had a tip that I deposit a huge amount of money on a daily basis because he came purposefully for me. He never saw anyone in that stage, yet there were so many people there. Now, he took me into custody, and even before I started explaining myself, I heard him speaking with a phone, and I heard that it was my fellow tribesmen. So I tried to ask him with our language, why are you arresting me? Why? But when we reached in the police, police facility, police station, this man took me to a cell which was separate. He didn't take me inside the police station where other people are kept. And when I tried to ask him the question, I tell you, my friend, I was slapped. I was given a hot slap that I started seeing heaven and earth coming together. Now, he told me to remove my clothes, to remain with a short. So he searched me, and I was looking at the other woman officer, and she was like, there's nothing I can do. They threatened me, I will take you to court. What do you think? You think you can just get away? And the charges they pressed against me, it was drunk and disorder. It is in the morning, and I am not drunk and disorder. Anyway, the prayers that I prayed in that cell before, someone from the organization was sent to come and remove me, because at that time I was a part-time worker, and I used to go to school at the university. Now, it was tough. I prayed one prayer, and I hope God answered it, because it was a very terrible prayer. And if it was answered, that man is no longer in the face of this world. Now, this has been Anonymous Whistleblower. I hope that you have learned something today. Please like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. Let's make this family a bigger family with more knowledge and more power, because knowledge is power. See you next time. Cheers. Stand by in 3, 2, 1, go.